Hi, I'm Chef Leander, and this is Small Kitchen Big Taste. We are going to make gluten-free biscotti. Some oats are not gluten-free, others it says on the package very clearly that they are gluten-free oats, which means they're made in a factory where they aren't cross-contaminated. It's really easy to make oat flour. You just take about 2 cups of oats, will give you about 1 3/4 cups of oat flour. So that's what I did here. I just ran it in the blender until it got to be a flour consistency. Now we need some hazelnuts. I've got just the tool for that. And I'm not a big fan of one-use tools, but this one chops hazelnuts and onions and garlic. I want to have lots of those to do. This is the right. And there we have it. Minced hazelnuts for the biscotti. Now to that, we'll add the rest of the dry ingredients, some cinnamon, cacao, which is uncooked cocoa. And so the cacao has more of the nutrients of the chocolate. Don't you love hearing chocolate has nutrients? I like it. Some baking soda and some salt. So that'll take care of that. We need to make a flax egg. And a flax egg is 1 tablespoon of ground flax and 1, 2, and 1/2, 2.5 tablespoons, 2.5 tablespoons of water. And then we'll put in the wet ingredients. This is agave. I prefer using agave because the glycemic index is lower and the nutritional value therefore is higher. I also have some sunflower nut butter and a little bit of vanilla. So that's all going in the recipe, and this will make a wonderful dough for a biscotti biscuit. Okay. You can see that this has started to emulsify. If we leave it for a while, it ends up like this, and that's the one we're going to use in the recipe. It takes about 5 minutes for that to happen. We're just looking to incorporate this and turn it into a batter. It will take a couple minutes to get pulled together, and then we're going to scrape the bowl. So I'm going to take this out. This is perfect for a 5 by 7 inch biscuit. To make a 5 by 7 biscuit, I used to do this on the counter, and it worked fine. I would just put some lines on a piece of parchment paper and keep pressing until I got the right shape. Then I happened to discover, almost by accident, that one of my Pyrex dishes was 5 by 7. And so now I just put the dough in the middle on some parchment paper, which you're going to want to use parchment paper whether you're using it as a mold or whether you're pressing it out, and putting water on the back of the spoon. I can press this out real easily. And once I get a fairly even distribution, then I'm going to take one more piece of parchment paper, put just a smidge of water on the top, and then I can press this into the mold with my hands, just like that. On my silpat, on a baking dish. So now I'm just going to pull it out by the parchment paper, put it on the sill pad. I leave the parchment paper up. As it bakes, it will come loose. And then we're going to put this in the oven for about 18 to 20 minutes. So we'll be back in a moment. So now the biscotti is finished baking its first bake. And so we're going to take that out of the oven. And we're going to let it set on a cooling rack. So I can just very carefully set this up on the cooling rack, and we're going to let that cool for 10 minutes. Now that it's finished cooling, or has at least cooled off quite a bit, I'm going to take this and using a serrated knife, we're going to cut the biscuit in half, and then in half again. And now we have what you probably recognize as biscotti. Now I'm going to set them with one of the cut sides down so that they begin to dry out in the middle. And we're going to put this in the oven for 10 minutes. The second baking actually takes place in two pieces. We'll do 10 minutes on one side, we'll take them out, turn them over, and do 10 minutes on the other side. Hang on, it's starting to smell good in here. And now we're going to turn the biscuits over. And there we have it. So we'll put this back in the oven for the last 10 minutes. While that's happening, we're going to make a very simple chocolate sauce to go on the top of the biscotti. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried to melt chocolate in the microwave. It works really well. I use 22 seconds. I'm using chocolate chips. And then 22 seconds, stir it, 22 seconds, stir it again. So I'm going to do that while we're doing the last 10 minutes of the biscotti. Now, if that doesn't make your mouth water, I don't know what will. We're going to bring the biscotti out of the oven, and we are going to layer it up with a little bit of chocolate. Just a little extra treat. So, I'm going to do this with tongs. The reason I'm using the grate is because it makes it real easy to look amazing. Here we go, letting it drizzle on. And you can make them as perfect and as matching as you like. I just like the idea of letting the chocolate speak for itself. And so there we are, chocolate biscotti with chocolate on the top. All right. Chef Leander, to your health.